Hi everyone, welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all okay. Game's updating. Yeah, I actually had the foresight for once to actually update the game before we played on stream. Hi Ben. Hi Chentan as well. Yeah, so today, just to get this out there now, this will be the last stream until a week after next. So I've said this a few times, but I'm taking next week off from doing videos and streams. I will be recording some videos while I'm on break, but I won't be doing any actual video uploads or streams for that week. So I think videos will return on, it'll be the 31st of December that they'll come back on. And the first video that I do will be simultaneously live to members and non-members, and it'll be as a premiere. So that'll be like the way to sort of kick the year off. Kilniath already wanting to sing the PSU theme. So I actually went on this earlier just to make sure that we could go to the Christmas lobby and stuff. I have no idea if the night music is going to be any good, or if it's going to get a content ID. I guess we'll find out. You and Vector did it on a duet on voice chat yesterday. Everyone loved it. I bet they did. I've even got in the Christmas spirit. I've even got the Christmas outfit on. So yeah, the event, from what I can tell, takes place here. Slightly ominous that there's just two of those things staring at me, but yeah, I've not tried the quest or anything yet, so I've no idea what they're like. But they have actually put a bit of effort in. Unfortunately, the Vol brothers did not survive Christmas. So effing chat for the Vol brothers. Hey Pika. If your character starts singing Mariah Carey, I'm leaving. Oh god, it's this song, I hate it. You don't like the Night song? See, I'm kind of conditioned to it because I heard it so much in PSO. I don't know what's worse though, this version or the one with the kids. The kids one is 100 million times worse. Also, I did notice this NPC here, who just says, "Man, I love fauna." So I'm assuming that whoever does Clementine is a Hololive fan. I can't think of any other reason he would say that. He may dislike animals as well, but yeah. Probably a Hololive fan, I'm guessing. Lena, please. I didn't actually look what Lena said, actually. These doofuses tried to do a difficulty of mag second that they weren't ready for. Remember to gear up correctly before tackling new difficulties, else you'll turn up as a corpse. Point taken. I'm guessing that's why they've done it peaky, yeah, because I know Fauna's graduating, isn't she? So yeah, pouring out for this guy. Yeah, she literally confirms that they are dead. So yeah, F for the Vol brothers. Is this entirely homebrew on Clementine, or did some or all of his holiday stuff exist on the official servers back in the day? They did do Christmas events on PSU on the Sega servers. This, as far as I'm aware, is the unique Clementine one. I mean, the Sega servers definitely didn't have Hololive references and dead Vol brothers. But I know it did have Christmas events for sure. Rip Bozos. Yeah, pretty much. But as always with PSU, if anyone is on Clementine, feel free to join us. It's just the Tonga lobby. I think if you go to the orange cubes, I think you can fast travel to them from here. So yeah, if you go to one of the orange cubes, you can just go to event, and that'll bring you here. You can change the lobby BGM here. There's a lot of music. But yeah, for some reason, Alpha is just the event counter. There is a lot of music. I'm terrified to play any of the PSO2 stuff though. That's going to be interesting when we stream it. Ah, Pig is here. Man, Pig has been grinding on this. Level 180. Yeah, that's really weird with Live and Learn, isn't it? I don't know if anyone saw that, but the singer of Crush 40 is now trying to sue Sega for claiming that he didn't know that Live and Learn was going to be used in other Sega games. It's wild. Yeah, exactly, yeah. The thing is, I mean, I suppose if Sega haven't paid him royalties that he's owed, then fair enough, pay the man. But it is strange that several years later, he's now like, oh, you used it in other games. Yeah, Crush 40 and Sonic, yeah, pretty much just go together, don't they? The weird thing is, as well, is that apparently, I think Live and Learn is also used in the new Sonic movie. And he's fine with that. I think he gave the rights to that. But then he's obviously discovered it was being used anyway. So, I don't know. It's weird. So what is actually at this counter then? Ult is 150. So you're saying we can do Ultimate and get horribly murked. Endless Nightmare is 180. Or I'm 181. It won't be good. Mag second Ultimate. This should be fun. I just really, really hope that none of these events play Idler Strange Fruits. If that happens, I may just have to mute PSU very briefly while it's on, but hopefully it doesn't play. Okay, that's fine. That's PSO music. Bruce is here. I remember Bruce. Bruce in his weird dungeon. He's now just a shop. He does have a mustache. So I have no idea what these are. I guess we just go into one of these. Cease Forest? Yeah, I mean, let's do Forest, why not? It's Christmas. Yeah, I agree about copyright as well. I get why it exists, but sometimes I think it can be used a little bit egregiously. Or very egregiously, as the case may be. Thank you for meeting that follower goal. I've just realised we need to get 3 keys. You can't see it because it's kind of under where the cam is. But we need 3 keys, and the keys are called Moot, Dits and Poom. It is kind of throwing me having the temple music playing for us. Find you on Twitch, switching over there to continue watching. No worries. Yeah, watch wherever you feel like. I multi-stream because I know a lot of people found the channel through YouTube. You can also change the BGM near Bruce. Temple music is fine for now. Maybe change it next run. But yeah, then I know a lot of people found the channel through YouTube originally, through all the videos. So originally I did used to stream just on YouTube. It's only sort of in the last few months, I guess, that I've started multi-streaming. Speaking of videos, one has just gone live earlier today. You will need a lot of time to sit and watch it if you do. I apologise. I am going to add some timestamps to it probably tomorrow, just so it's a bit easier to digest, but it's a beginner's guide to NGS. It ended up being well over an hour long. And there were still things after I recorded that I realised I hadn't covered. I appreciate the YouTube streams don't really vibe with Twitch. That's the thing, yeah, I mean, some people prefer to stick on YouTube, you know, if the videos are all there anyway. Some people prefer to just have it all in one place. Some people use Twitch quite often, so I think it just makes sense to multi-stream. If the gang is all over here, then I'll watch on Twitch too. Hello, Ben. Do you have a guide on base PSO too? No, I don't, but that is a fantastic segue, so thanks for that. So on the 12th of January, I am going to start doing some PSO2 Classic content. There is some really, really old videos on the channel that are with incredibly crusty quality headset mic from several years ago when I used to play PSO2 Japan. But I am planning to do some videos and streams of PSO2 Classic from the 12th of January onwards. You watch them a lot, and yeah, I've left them up there because they are Phantasy Star related, but yeah, it was literally like, you can probably see on here I've got like a microphone on this headset. It's an older headset that I had, and it was the microphone from that. It was basically a point where I essentially just did videos now and again for the sake of it. I just found a Varista. It's a terrible A rank weapon, but it's a Varista, I'm taking it. In 5 years, we need to do a stream where we go back and look at your old content. What, like a react thing where I react to my old stuff? Thank you for the rare drop noise for the Varista. Oh, thanks for the Twitch sub, Damo. Much appreciated. That's more like it. I just realised these enemies are level 200. And I've been paying basically no attention. Yeah, it would be interesting going back and looking at some of my old content at a later date. I get the impression I would just cringe watching it. Well, I know I would because I've seen some of my old PSO2 videos.
PSE burst.
Thank you for the PSE burst. Super grind. I have no idea what this is, but I'm taking it. It had a lot of stars. I'm guessing they're not very rare because there's another one. Well, we've got the Moot Key. It's a grinder, but super. I mean, you're not wrong. Like Mario's, but super. An item that can be used as a super grinder. So I'm going to assume the super grinders are just grinders that you use for... Is it like for U or U plus weapons, maybe? Yeah, so today, I thought we'd check out the Christmas event. I will say it doesn't feel particularly Christmassy, but this is it apparently. I'm aware we've been playing PSO a bit, and we will go back to doing PSO's Christmas event. Obviously, it won't be next Sunday because I am taking that week off, but the following week after that, we will be going back to the PSO event. Yeah, Drac basically reminded me that Clementine was doing a Christmas event that I'd totally forgotten about. Grinder to super grinder to progress grinder to industrial sanding belt. Feels like a little while since I played PSU, to be honest. I can't actually remember when the last time I played it was. A few weeks at least. Were there any rappies dressed up in Santa outfits or anything? Hopefully didn't miss them when you go for a quick drink. We haven't had any yet on here. But technically there should be Saint Rappies, I'm guessing. Or whatever they're called in PSU. What up, G? We're playing PSU now. We're playing PSU today, yeah. So I do tend to alternate a bit between the different Phantasy Stars. The Sunday streams are nearly always Phantasy Star games. But it kind of alternates usually between PSO and PSU. We'll be playing a bit of PSO 2 going forward as well, though. The PSU's horror rappies dressed in center outfits. What, the huge ones? Yeah, I still don't know what they were thinking with the PSU huge rappies. Which one is your favourite, PSO or PSU? PSO by quite a lot. I do still really like PSU, but PSO was where I started and is one I've got by far the most playtime in. So yeah, for me, definitely PSO. And then when Monster Hunter Wilds releases, Phantasy Star will be a faint memory. No, I will also always play Phantasy Star. Like, nothing will stop me playing PSO. But having said that, when Wilds releases, I will be playing Wilds quite a bit. I haven't decided exactly how to do it yet, because I don't want all the streams to go to Monster Hunter while shut after Wilds, because I appreciate most people want to see Phantasy Star. So maybe I'll do Wilds as like the midweek stream. Can't find Clementine's site for some reason. I'm trying to remember what the site is now. Unfortunately, you probably won't be able to post links in the chat because it'll probably the mod will probably auto-nuke them. I guess if someone does want to put the link in chat, just put like a space somewhere in it, so it should hopefully get around it. You prefer gameplay PSO 2, but you do love the setting of universe. Yeah, I really like the Graal system in PSU. Ah, there you go. So it's apparently the site is psu-clementine.com. If Kilniath is right on that. I haven't been to the Clementine site in a while, so I honestly can't remember what the site is. Don't think your PC can run Wilds a bit and melted my PC. Well, Pixel, apparently they are they have taken it into consideration. Apparently they are considering lowering the PC specs. I'm hoping there's going to be another beta test before release with the updated specs. But apparently they are trying to make the PC version a bit easier to run. is this a custom map on PSU or did they actually make a Forest 1 map? There is PSO maps in PSU that were on the Sega servers. A lot of time they were used though. There was a couple of places they were using. So there were rare missions that you could get. So when you completed a mission, you had a small chance of getting a rare mission. And the rare missions took place in the PSO maps. There was also an event that Sega did called MAG, or Maximum Attack G. And that took place in the PSO maps as well. So they were actually used on the Sega servers. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I forgot about that. So Killing the Apple on Twitch has just said that they lost one of the domains to the site. So I think at the minute it is just the wiki. I think they are trying to overhaul the site at the minute. So I think at the moment there is just the Clementine wiki. You're looking at 400 bucks to reach the very bottom of PC specs. Oof. Hopefully with the new specs it might be a bit easier. I suppose it is cross-play as well, Wild, so if you can't play PC, I guess console is another option. I appreciate not everyone has a current-gen console though. Thanks to the PSO guide, by the way. Been playing a lot of BB on Affinia. Oh, nice one. Welcome to PSO. Is it your first time playing Hot, or have you played it before? I just got obliterated. I don't even know what hit me. The shame they didn't continue the PSO games. PSO 3 is overdue. Yeah, maybe for the 25th anniversary. He says that with quite a lot of copium. Saw some dude play the forest level in VR and VR chat. It's only a matter of time. Would love to explore Raggle. Yeah, I do have a VR headset, so I am planning on at some point doing a video about that. Because there is quite a few PSO maps and PSO2 maps actually on VR chat. PSO is actually kind of interactive. You can actually fight the enemies, but it is extremely janky. But to be honest, that's kind of how PSO is anyway. Does the Discord for Clementine not link it? I'm not sure, honestly. I honestly don't really use the Clementine Discord that much. I basically just use it for maintenance announcements, and that's about it. I know they have had some problems with the website. I think they are doing some work on it at the minute, so it is probably just the wiki at the minute. Also, yeah, thanks to everyone watching as well. I know there's quite a few new names that I've not seen, so welcome in. Wilds will be the second game you're able to join a stream for. I'm looking forward to it, yeah. It should be really cool with all the crossplay and everything. It's about time that it went crossplay, honestly. Oh, these are rare guys, these. The Minotaur looking things hit like trucks, they do. The Minotaur things are Build-A-Bears, not to be confused with Hilda-Bears. They are the, I would say legally distinct Hilda-Bears, but I mean, it's still Sega, so. Is Monster Hunter anything like PSO? There are a lot of differences between them, but there are some things that are somewhat similar. They are, I've mentioned this before on several streams, but they are kind of inspired by each other. God, do we do it every map? Quicker if we split. Sure, we can try. Why not? Yeah, the Wilds beta test was really badly optimized. I mean, on my PC, I could get it to run at 120 FPS, but for me, 120 FPS, that was like with frame gen, and my PC is a pretty high-end one, so it is really not optimized well. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully, with the adjustments they're doing, it'll make it a little bit easier to run for people, so more people can actually play it. Yeah, the absolute naming talent, yeah. They went from Hildebert to Build-A-Vert. Yeah, I would say there are definitely some similarities between Monster Hunter and PSO. I'm not going to say you will enjoy Monster Hunter if you do like PSO, but if you've never tried Monster Hunter, I would definitely consider giving it a shot. If you're not sure, maybe just wait for a sale. I would recommend probably starting with something like Monster Hunter World. It is on sale quite often now, so it might be on sale at the minute, actually. Because the Steam sale's on at the moment, isn't it? I don't know about the console versions, but I'm sure that the Steam version is probably on sale. Yeah, that's a good point as well, Kilnya. I do have a video on the channel about some of the similarities between PSO and Monster Hunter. It was a fairly recent video of that as well. Phantasy Star needs this Monster Hunter World moment to make it blow up. It does. I'm still waiting. I would say though, to be honest, I think for Phantasy Star, I think its Monster Hunter World moment might have been maybe with PSO 2 Classic, particularly in Japan anyway. You know, PSO 2 Classic in Japan was huge. Monster Hunter World is €9.89. Yeah, so that is super cheap at the minute then. So that's what I would probably recommend if you want to try Monster Hunter for the first time, just because I think that World is one of the most accessible ones. Rise is also another option as well, but Rise is quite different. It's a very sort of fast-paced game, Rise, compared to World. Kind of depends what you want, really. Thankfully, most of the media who got a second test of Wild said they have much better builds in the future. They seem to have done a lot of work on Wild since the beta test. Also, I'm just getting annihilated. Yeah, I know a few of the weapons have had overhauls, which is great to see. World brought Monster Hunter to the masses. It was pretty niche before it. Oh, definitely. Yeah, Monster Hunter goes back to the PS2. So the very first Monster Hunter was on the PS2. I want to say it was around, what, maybe 2003, 2004, around there. I think it was 2004. I think because I'm sure it's just had the 20th anniversary. World brought Monster Hunter to the casuals. I mean, you are not wrong. They brought Monster Hunter to me, so... World lets you go back to camp if you forget stuff on a switch weapons. It's very forgiving, definitely. It does still get quite difficult later on, particularly once you get to the expansion in Iceborne. Some of the later fights in that are genuinely difficult, but it is very forgiving, particularly early on. Yeah, just run through the fire, that works. I just find it kind of crazy whenever I stream PSU. PSU always seems to do pretty well for streams for some reason. Maybe I'm the only one streaming it. Don't worry about the original Monster Hunter, it has jank out the wazoo. Yeah, I've seen the original Monster Hunter. I think isn't that the one where you attack with the analog sticks? Yeah, it was always like a very Nintendo-centric series, really. It was always, I mean, typically it was always a handheld franchise for the most part. There have been exceptions, obviously. You know, I mean, it started on the PS2, but there has been a ton of portable games, which obviously lends itself well to Nintendo. Attacking with the analog sticks isn't that bad once you get used to it. And good luck trying to hit anything flying. Yeah, I said it's a handheld Nintendo franchise because there has been a lot of Nintendo handheld Monster Hunter games. There has been a lot on other consoles as well, but it is quite linked to Nintendo as well, I think. It was only tried 3U and 4 that were Nintendo. And Generations Ultimate. And Rise, technically, to begin with. Yeah, Rise was a Nintendo exclusive to begin with. So it's a 50-50 split. PSU was done dirty by Sega. People are more fond of it now, I think. I think that is it, yeah. I mean, when PSU released, it's no secret that it wasn't exactly well thought of. A lot of people just wanted to play more PSO. People were really not feeling PSU when it released. The original game as well, before the expansion, really did not do well. I don't think it did that well for sales, and a lot of people just didn't really enjoy it. I think as time has gone on, people are starting to look back on it a bit more favourably now. Which I'm glad about, because I don't think PSU is as bad a game as people made it out to be. It had problems for sure. I think the expansion fixed quite a lot of the issues, and yeah, I just think that it's a better game than a lot of people give it credit for. Any Phantasy Star game here was done dirty by Sega. I mean, the same is happening now with NGS. I mean, again, NGS has a lot of issues. It is solving a lot of them as well, but it still has some issues for sure. But again, if you look at any players mention NGS, a lot of people just give it grief constantly. It's just the thing that's always happened with Phantasy Star. Even PSO, there was a lot of people who you know, didn't like episode 4 Blueburst when it released. Did PSU require a subscription? It did. Yeah, it had a thing called, I think it was called the Guardian's license. So it was the Hunter's license for PSO, and then they changed it to the Guardian's license for PSU. But yeah, it was like a monthly subscription to play. And I may be wrong on this, and someone can correct me if I am wrong, but I think that the Xbox version, you might have had to pay Xbox Live as well. Is it time for the usual NGS slander? Yeah, apparently. Did they just go back to cave? I mean, I'll go back. I don't know why we're going back, but I'll follow you. Hey, I recognise this song, yeah. It's been quite prominent in the streams recently. What is this? Edge Qualia U+. I mean, that seems like a good thing to pick up. Apparently I walked straight past it. Either that or someone dropped it, one of the two. Yeah, PS2 didn't have PSN then, so you basically just needed the PS2 network adapter. I think it was. It was like a hard drive, wasn't there, that you could buy for the PS2, if memory serves correctly. Yeah, this guy's just completely bewildered by that warp not opening. 4 years later, NGS barely game, might as well be Infinity Nikki dress-up game. I mean, the dress-up is like... I have to give it some credit, so... I have no idea where people are going. I have to give it some credit, NGS. I think that the sort of the salon part and like the dress-up part is just part of the game they've gone with, and that isn't, I've said this before, but that isn't an NGS thing. That started with PSO2. I mean, you could even say it started with PSU. I'm just looking to see if there's any secrets I've missed. Yeah, I had the PS2 hard drive as well, Damel. I think I bought it. I think it came with Twisted Metal Black, if I remember correctly. You love your blocky black box on your PS2 just to get online for FF11 and PSU. Yeah, I don't have mine anymore because my well, my thick PSU died. Are people in ruins at the minute? I mean, I'm just gonna go to mines and see if anyone's there. Yeah, I'm not sure if the Slim PS2s can go online or not. NGS did get a budget increase, so I'm keeping an eye on it. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it can only be a good thing that NGS has got more of a budget put into it. How Sega decide to use it is another thing. These guys give me nightmares from PSP2. I mean, we're meant to be getting the new Dark Falls in NGS soon, so we'll see what that's like and go from there. Interesting they're using the same textures from PSO and it doesn't look out of place here. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I've always said this about the PSU versions of these maps, but to me, the only thing that's a bit weird is that the scaling is a bit off. What I mean by that is if I stand in the doorway here, like, it just doesn't look the right size. It kind of looks a bit, maybe a bit small. I'm not sure. It kind of feels like everything is a little bit scaled down. But that could just be the camera view as well, potentially. Yeah, these mechs just basically stomp lock you. You just get knocked over and then just get continually hit until you die. Fat PSU had the physical add-on network adapter and the slim one had a built-in one. Okay. Yeah, I remember the physical one for the fat PS2s. It kind of looked like a mini PS2 just stuck on the back of it. I get the impression I should probably buy Scape dolls. Yeah, apparently we missed a key somewhere. PSO characters were just vertically challenged. Maybe. Yeah, maybe everyone on Ragdoll was just shot. It was kind of clunky, the PS2 add-on, wasn't it? Yeah. I guess though, it was still quite a new thing at the time, I suppose, you know, having online capability on a console. There we go, we got the key. Not that I did anything. I do find it kind of funny that we were going to play a PSO on this stream, but then change it to play PSU, but we're doing the PSO maps anyway. Really, the stream is just always PSO. So, I mean, I'm going to assume it's that switch. There's one guy in this team and he's like obsessed with doing this secret on one of the maps. Just give it up, dude. It's not happening. We can't escape PSO. We can't. No, we're stuck here forever. Yeah, I had no idea that the Christmas event was going to be the PSO maps. Everything just leads back to PSO. Doing your first visit to Nameless City, no idea what I'm doing other than going around killing things. So basically what you want to do in Nameless City is, so you'll see these like chests that are scattered around the map, that show up on the map. They're different colours and they tend to have better gear in them depending on what colour they are. You want to basically look for, there'll be one that's like rainbow coloured, and then there'll be 4 on the map that are red coloured, and they're the sort of priority ones to open. They're 10,000 points each. So you basically just want to gather points by either killing enemies, doing trials, collecting points, anything to get points basically. And then spend those points to open those chests, and just do that until time runs out basically. Budget increase is going to be like, here are some more collab scratches. Also at the minute, Kilniath, you will get trials now and again that have the huge rappies, the one that I showed you on Discord. When they show up, they'll give you a load of capsules and quite a lot of money as well. They tend to give about 80 to 100,000 Mazetta per rappy. So keep an eye out for those as well. Sometimes get a few a run as well. I have no idea what all this gear is, but it sounds very important. It's all a lot of stars. Don't forget present. I've never done this before, I've got no idea what I'm doing. Ah, have a rappy. Well, so you're a guardian, aren't you? I found these while looting these ruins. You can have it as a present from me to you. We've got a PSO disc. Nostalgia and Solitude Part 2. That is the creator music from PSO. But there you go, you got to see a Rappy. Yeah, Nemus gives some really good advice there, killing the Athbalt Nameless City, so you'll get these trials every so often called collect sign trials. The music will change and you'll get loads more of these like point sigils to collect on the map. I would agree as well that going to the rooftops is normally a really, really good idea for that because they tend to have loads of them hidden on the rooftops. You know, if you do those trials well, you can sometimes get like 20,000-30,000 points from one trial. You saw a sign when I had no idea what it was. Yeah, basically when all the signs start showing up, just collect as many as you can until the time runs out. Yeah, it's quite simple. It's basically just collect points, spend points on the chests. The chests will give you things, these things called Eridim weapons, and the Eridim weapons will have these special affixes on them that you can transfer to other weapons. You occasionally wonder whatever happened to the 3 other guys who used to play PSO online with back in the day. Beat F1 Challenge on S rank and did the TTF Dragon Run. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of people I used to play with, and you know, a lot of them obviously are probably very busy with actual lives now. I've met a few of them before, so when I went to the Nier Automata concert, I realised by pure chance that one of the other people going to the Nier Automata concert was someone I used to play PSO with. So we arranged to sort of meet up just after the concert as well, which was cool. Never met him before that. I've played with him for years on PSO, but it was the first time meeting him. You're not used to PSO environs and not in crunchy 42 kilobyte textures. How'd you figure out it was him? So once I got a ticket for the Nier concert and it was confirmed I could go, I posted it on my Twitter, on like my old personal Twitter, and he responded to it because we've known each other for years, so we sort of knew each other's names and stuff. And he basically replied to it and was like, "Dude, is it for this date?" And he was like, "I'm going to that concert as well." And then one of the other guys I used to play with, I ended up going to see a concert with him. Because we like quite similar music, so... Hey look, it's the worst Dark Falls. Can I even hit him with a Heaven Strike? Probably not. PSU looks really good considering its age. It does. It is surprising how well it actually holds up. I think as a game as well, it's still totally playable. It's still quite fun to play. Yeah, it's a little bit old, but or very old. Yeah, I think mechanically it does hold up a lot better than PSO. PSO will always be the one I default to because of how much fun I've had with it over the years, but it does hold up remarkably well. Derol there looks a bit different. Yeah, I mean, I've got to admit, this is by far the laziest version of Dark Falls that I can think of. I forgot how disconcerting it looks when you break his face. The less said about that, the better. You're 100% the youngest of the group. They taught me quite a lot about online etiquette and how to be a better person. Yeah, I mean, PSO will have been a lot of people's first online experience as well. It was definitely one of mine. I've just realised this boss is level 250. That is a bit of a level jump. It is nice though having a boss in PSU that doesn't just disintegrate. He says as it disintegrates. You ran into some real nice vets on PSO. Yeah, I met loads of nice people, particularly on GameCube PSO. Oh, casual Gold Miller. Don't know how rare that is, but... Red Scorpio. You think you need to find him in PSP2 Infinity? That Falls was grinding levels off stream, yeah, he was just waiting for me to come back. Well, back to this music again. They might be quite strong once I've leveled them. As it grind them a bit. We'll do that later. After like 1 year, finally getting more NGS story. Probably gonna be like 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, they introduced Darkfall's Veil in the... Or Darkfall's Vial, however you pronounce it. In the last episode of story. I would hope they continue with that. And this Nightmare is 4-player only, so you'll start Mark second again. Yeah, no worries. Hoping to catch Jackson sometime on GameCube. I think it's been a few years since he's done PSO content. I don't think I've seen anything by them. You couldn't even start in this Nightmare even when we were down to 4. Don't get it, we're all over 180. Yeah, that is a bit weird. You two going that way. Right, that's fine. I'll go to Forest then. It's a skill issue, yeah. It's just determined that, you know, I'm not good enough, so it's not letting me do it in this Nightmare. So uncanny seeing PSO environments, but the layout is different. Yeah, and there's PSU enemies. It is a bit weird, it takes a bit getting used to when you play PSO so much. I think that's one reason I like the implementation of them in PSP2 Infinity, because they did use quite a lot of PSO enemies. Wish they kept up the trend and had PSO, PSU environments in PSO2. I'm trying to think if they ever did any. I know they had like PSO outfits, but I don't remember now if they ever did any environments from the previous games. I mean, I know in episode 5 you obviously had what was essentially a veiled reference, well, not really a veiled reference, but the entire episode really was a reference to the original Phantasy Stars. But yeah, I don't remember if they ever did anything with PSO or PSU. Apart from like cosmetic stuff. For years I've been convinced that there were rare rainbow portals that led to Raggle maps for the Raggle memories. Drax said I was wrong. I barely even remember how you got the Raggle memories. I know that if you bought like one of the special versions of the game and one of the special packages, I know they used to usually come with Raggle memories. I know that because I bought a few of them. The special packs are occasional crossover events, but they're gone now. Yeah, I think now and again they'll do like a giveaway where they give a few out, but it is very rare that you get them now. Even the way there's texture stretching on the environment is like PSO, so they built the environment in the same way. Sick of these guys interrupting me all the time. Into the primeval forest. I have no idea what the primeval forest is. I get the impression this one of these quests has tons of secrets in it, that I am not privy to any of them. Yeah, the primeval forest, yeah. Diablo forest. Twin Gerandal U+, sure. Absolutely majestic. But yeah, I have no idea what that pop-up was about the primeval forest. Guess we'll find out. I'm glad we decided to check out the Clementine Christmas event though. I said I'd totally forgotten it was on until Drac reminded me, so... Yeah, my plan was just to play PSO for 4 weeks. To be honest, this is probably the best week to play it as well because the PSO boost this week are not that great. It's like experience week on Affinia, I think now. So it's like the 1 week I can afford to take a week away. Or a stream away, I should say. You haven't been on for Affinia's Christmas event yet? It's not too bad. I think it's better than Halloween. Basically, I don't know if you've done it before, but the way it works is the full boost that they do that rotate every week. It still rotates every week like normal, but the boost is doubled during the Christmas event. So up until today, we had rare drop week, which was, so it would have been a 25% rare drop increase, but it was a 50% rare drop increase instead. But it's now, I think it's now experience, so I think it's now 100% extra experience instead of 50. So if you've got anyone to level, now is the time to do it. But yeah, the Christmas quests though are pretty good on PSO. They're essentially just really high enemy count quests. There's a few that are omni-spawn quests as well, that spawn enemies from different episodes. Generally though, they're just quests that are full of enemies. The only downside is that some of them are not really very friendly to solo. Particularly the episode 2 quest. That is rough solo. Me, Vector, and Minsk were running it last night with 3 of us, and even that was rough. It's fine until you get to Sentinel Control. Sentinel Control, it puts you in these little tiny rooms. For anyone that's played PSO, it's like in the main Sentinel Control part, you know how some of the quests use these little platforms out that are on the water? These tiny platforms that you're stuck on, and they'll put tons of enemies on them, like Gibbles, Mericarrols, Gigus, tons of them, and there's just nowhere to go. There was also one spawn where it was like 3 Mericarrols, and when I was soloing it, I was just, well, what do you expect me to do here apart from die? So yeah, I'd probably say just get a few people if you are running it. Sorry about that. Everything is always fine until Sentinel Control or Tower. Yeah, I mean, it kind of felt a bit like Tower because the areas were so small and it was just full of mini-boss enemies. It is good if you're hunting anything, but the issue I had with it for solo was if you want something from Sentinel Control, you basically have to go through all of Spaceship first. How about another Epsilon? It actually had no Epsilons, which was nice. Just had an epiphany, S-rank launcher with Zalo. Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you could line up enemies, then a launch with Zalo would kind of work. There was some quest that Ziggy ran last month that had like 5 Epsilons in the final room of Tower, and they spawn on the button you had to stand on. There is one quest, I think it's called Twilight Sanctuary, which is incredibly hard, and that I know has a lot of Epsilons at the end, I think. can't remember if that's Twilight or if that's Penumbral Surge. There's one of them that has no epsilons but is still unbelievably hard, and there's one of them that has tons of epsilons. I can never remember which way around it is. It's either Twilight Sanctuary or Penumbral Surge 6. Even the little guys just do tons of damage. Yeah, Epsilons suck in PSO. They're one of my least favourite enemies. I don't really watch Ziggy a great deal. For some reason, I think when I'm watching Twitch, he's never usually live when I'm watching, so I don't get a chance to watch him very often. But I know he does a ton of PSO stuff. Number 6 has 14 epsilons. That might be the one I'm thinking of then, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's one where you go up one tower and then down the next one, and then you fight a load of epsilons at the bottom. I've only caught him live once. It's honestly just good to see other people streaming PSO, honestly. These guys are super annoying. They keep walking when I'm about to hit them. It's quite hard to find PSO streamers nowadays. I suppose the main reason is probably just because how old PSO is now. On Affinia, do you have to be the original owner of the S-rank weapon to change a special? I don't think so. I don't know if you can change the special on an S-rank as well once it's already got one. But if you mean just adding a special to one that doesn't have one, I think anyone can do it. You just have to have done the side quests for the towers. I can't remember offhand if it's west or east tower you have to do. There's like a side quest for each of them. One of them's to add percentages to weapons and one of them's to add specials to S-ranks. Once you've done that, you should be able to add specials. Just bear in mind as well that certain S-rank weapons can only have certain specials. Most of them can have any, but there are a few that are limited to the ones that can have. You can change special with any character so long as you have the capability unlocked, yeah. I think there's like certain ones that you can only put a couple of specials on. It tends to be some of the weirder ones though, so things like the S-rank Psycho guns. I think you can only put certain specials on those, and there's one or two others. But I'm pretty sure for the launcher, I think you can put any special, I think. It's kind of weird, that, isn't it, that they didn't actually put charge on as a special option. I guess because I kind of see charge as a bit broken compared to Berserk and Spirit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just put unreduced charge on a needle. You would just have never anyone using Berserk or Spirit. I want to say that the damage increases, is it times 3 point something maybe? I think it's the same as Berserk and Spirit. Yeah, charge mechs are disgusting. Well, not a lot I can do there. Freeze is the real primeval. It is. I think it's worse in PSU as well because you can't dodge very easily. Yeah, I mean, charge Vulcans are basically there for hunters and forcers. I'd say mainly hunters, but I know forcers can get some mileage out of them as well. I like how this guy gets launched into the air, forgets he's paralyzed, and then lands and then immediately gets paralyzed again. He gets juggled and then continues to fall after teleporting, yeah. I like how the other guys have just like soloed the rest and we're still in forest. Not that I'm saying I'm slowing everyone down, but I'm not saying that. Yeah, the free specials in PSO are really not that good, obviously apart from the frozen shooter. I'm pretty sure Affinia did buff Blizzard recently though to work a little bit better, but it's still not amazing. Maybe Primeval Forest is longer than normal. Phantasy Star 4 Pro Tag has joined the party, yeah. Chaz. How about a Guilty Light with those, I don't know, 95% hit? Yeah, we have some amazing Guilty Lights for you, LJP, whenever you play PSO. If you want a Guilty Light, we've got you covered. I also have a minus 5% hit Justy if you want that. I've still got a Victor Axe that I'm trying to down tech as well, but it will not let me down tech it. The techer is just point blank refusing. Exactly, yeah. You know, it's nice to see the worst techs now and again. There is actually someone on Affinia who has a minus 5% Psycho Wand. They just down tech their Psycho 1 to minus 5. Which obviously doesn't really matter on a Psycho 1 because you're not going to melee with it anywhere. I respect them for having the balls to do that. I certainly did not. You need a minus 50 hit weapon. Yeah, if only. It's like the full Mar debuff. You were just about to down tech one of your Psycho ones. You'll do it if you get a third one. I mean, there's a couple of weeks left of the event yet. You know, you've got plenty of time to get a third one. Or, you know, another Lavis Cannon or a third Heaven Punisher. I think that might be the first time I've ever seen someone use that SUV or whatever it's called on Mirage Blast. I don't remember anyone using that on the official servers. I know Vector was saying yesterday that if he finds an SGS, he's going to deliberately try and get one with hit and then down tech it for me. It felt like I was being personally attacked. Yeah, that guy just one-shot me. Meanwhile, trying to get a Cincesta with the best ID. Will that ID be Oran by any chance? I'm assuming you're trying to get it from the Hildators. Oof. Yeah, so these guys do just straight up one-shot me. Vector finding another SGS would just be too much power for one person to have. Thing is, though, you know that he's likely to find another one. We know what Vector's luck is like. Well, to be fair, I mean, I can't complain, you know, I did get that 75-hit caliber last PSO stream, so... Held it all with Oran, okay. You're level 92 already. Thing is, I imagine, yeah, the experience would be crazy at the minute, won't it? Hit those guys, they look like Diablos now, that annoying spin move. Yeah, the spin is really irritating. They actually do it as a response to stuff you do, so quite often they'll do it if they get staggered. You'll see them kind of like flinch a little bit and then they'll counter with the spin. Well, people just tend to attack them anywhere. So you can see that one staggered there and then span straight after. I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Or not. You get like 2 to 3 Hildators each Tyrell's Ego on Forest alone. That's crazy. I suppose it is essentially double experience at the minute, isn't it? Yeah, 2 to 3 levels, yeah. I first of all read it and thought 2 to 3 Hildators, which wouldn't surprise me in Rare Enemy Week. I know during Rare Enemy Week I was finding quite a few red slimes doing the Christmas event. Like, I did get one where I think I got about 2 or 3 in one run, none of which dropped Lavis Cannon. Please leave me alone. It merely looks like a Hildebear, but due to international copyright laws, it's a Build-A-Bear, not to be confused with the Build-A-Bear copyright laws. It's like Hildebear, never heard of it. Is Zalu in PSP2 Infinity? Just to make it even worse. Them and the horse falls enemies give you the most PTSD. Yeah, they are pretty bad as well. There's a few of them that are kind of similar. There's the Caragwins and the Seed Argines, I think they're called. They're both pretty bad. Please leave me alone. This guy's intent on just ending my career. Sir. Anyone think they're leveling a character to just run Christmas Fiasco? Yeah, I would imagine that Fiasco is a ridiculous experience at the minute. He just wants to talk. We've tried talking to things in Phantasy Star before and it usually doesn't go well. Someone in our team actually just found a banner. Got an Adept Plus, apparently. Still can't believe you're not at a high enough level to talk to shellfish. I tried. Which PSO sequels are your favourites? Just booted up PSO Baby for the first time since playing GameCube during high school. Nostalgia is unreal. I think for me, PSO GameCube is probably my favourite because that's where I started. It's the one I've always got the most nostalgia for. It's where I met a lot of my friends during the game. Blue Burst is very close. I think following that probably maybe PSP2 Infinity after that. But yeah, PSO has always been really, really special. I also have no idea where people have gone. Within mines or? Well, I'm gonna go there and see. Yeah, I'm seeing a problem with this quest. Everyone just loses track of where each other is. I'm lost. Yeah, so am I. But yeah, bystander, I think PSO GameCube for me is probably the most special just because it is where I started. GameCube version rules because the 2-player offline option. I used to play quite a lot offline multiplayer as well with my brother, because my brother used to play PSO quite a bit as well. This quest sponsored by Apple AirTag. We could use some Apple AirTags for this so we know where each other are. Other trackers are available. Yeah, I mean, there were issues with GameCube for sure. You know, losing gear when someone decided to freeze your game was not ideal. But I think for me, it was a really good introduction to PSO. Because I've said this before, people who've watched for a while know this, but I didn't start with Dreamcast. I missed Dreamcast. I didn't even have the console. Mainly because I had a PlayStation at the time, so I went back later and bought a Dreamcast and then tried version 1 and version 2. I find them quite hard to get into now because I'm so familiar with GameCube and Blue Burst, but still enjoyed them though. Do you think that the sequels PSU and beyond weren't as well received because they weren't people's first, or did the sequels just miss important elements of the formula that made the original great? I think it's a bit of both. So obviously PSO was very, very influential, and a lot of people will have started with PSO. So I think a lot of people who start with PSO then maybe didn't feel as connected to PSU because it wasn't the first game. But I also do think that there are some decisions they made with PSU that might have dissuaded some PSO players. So I remember when I started playing PSU that I wasn't a huge fan of the synthesis system in PSU. You know, gathering the synthesis boards and the materials and then watching it blow up and fail. Certain things like that I didn't really enjoy with PSU, so that may have put some people off as well, potentially. I think in general the game as a whole is just not quite as well put together as PSO as well, but it is still a better game than people give it credit for at the time. Okay, so where are we going now then? Enter the ruins. I mean, that sounds like a good idea. Are we doing extra areas? Oh no, they think I know what I'm doing. Entrance in Mine 1, okay. Say yes. Never played PSU. Is there still a large focus on rare weapons with their unique looks and abilities? I would say so, yeah. There is still a lot of rares you can get in the game. It just works a bit differently in that a lot of the weapons, on the Sega servers at least, a lot of them were found by basically getting these synthesis boards and then making the weapons with materials. But the actual synthesis board itself will be a rare drop. So I've gone to mines. Someone else said it was wrong. Enter the valley. I have no idea where I'm going. Now someone's saying double check secret forest. That is a switch. Do you prefer finding weapons or having to craft them when it comes to action RPGs? Usually just finding the weapon, honestly. Even if the weapon itself is quite rare, I tend to prefer just trying to find the actual weapon itself. Well, this is mine too. If the matter is rare as the weapon, it ends up the same, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how PSU does it. I know some of the rare weapons in the game, back on the Sega server, it was the materials themselves that were really rare as well. There is quite a lot of that in PSU, yeah, like sort of trading different currencies, and that kind of carried over to PSO2 as well. They definitely changed how the rare drops kind of functioned, really. For me, I think the way that PSO did it will always be my favourite. As you may have guessed, I have absolutely no idea where I'm going. Someone said it was in Mine 1, but I'm not seeing it. I think at this point I'm just going to run back to ruins. Yeah, people keep saying Ancient City. I have no idea where Ancient City is. There's no extra doors here, is there? Oh, this one. Maybe? Abandoned City. We found it. I wish time it'll all be cleared out. So now Peter's in the Forest one. PSU garbage crafting rates and having to wait IRL time also suck for weapons. Yeah, there was nothing like spending, you know, weeks finding all the materials for a weapon, then having to wait a day for it to craft and then it failing. Yeah, I agree, Bystander. I think there was a lot to be said for minimalism in these kind of games. PSU kept it pretty simple, honestly. Yeah, I kind of agree with Drac. This is kind of annoying to have to backtrack all the time. I don't think this is a very well thought out quest, honestly. It's cool putting secrets in the quest, but when you have to backtrack through all the different stages constantly to get to them all, it just doesn't really flow that well. Okay, so where are people now? It seems like people are in Forest. I swear if I go to Forest and then someone goes elsewhere. 56% chance of success with a 24-hour craft time after weeks of not farming. Yeah, it sucked. And then, you know, lest you forget that when PSU first launched as well, the grinding system was such that if you failed to grind, your weapon would blow up. So you spend weeks grinding for all the materials, then you risk the craft at like 50 or 60% success, wait a whole day for it to craft, then you get lucky enough for it to craft, assuming you don't blow it up there, and then you take it to the grinding counter and blow it up immediately. Thankfully, they changed how the grinding worked in the expansion, but yeah, the original game grinding system sucked. Yeah, it is a little bit Benny Hill, isn't it, Kilniath? Well, I will just stock up while I'm here. Yeah, it was extremely cruel, yeah. I'm glad they changed it in the expansion. I mean, it still wasn't perfect. They basically changed it so that then if you fail to grind, your max grind level would drop, which is still not ideal. It still really didn't work that well, but it was less cruel than the base game. Okay, they now have 724 kills. So I would assume they're going to come back here. That'll be my guess. In ESO, you can craft weapons and armor right from the get-go, but if you want to add traits, you need to destroy a weapon at the corresponding crafting bench. The more traits you know, the longer it takes to learn one. Learning your final trait for any one thing can take upwards of 30 real-world days to complete. Oof. Now, what took you guys so long? I've been here forever. Me? Lost? Yeah, I think when games take like several real days to actually complete something, I kind of lose a bit of interest. Which is odd me saying that because I spent years trying to find SGS. Gacha games are notorious for that. Yeah, I mean, I don't really play many gachas. Like, the only gacha I've really played much of at all is Nico. And with that, there's one or two things in the game that take a while to do. I know there's a thing where you can, like, rehabilitate some of the characters in the game, and it takes, like, 30 days to do it, I think. Or 60 for one of them. Somewhere around there. Yeah, I generally don't play that many gacha games, though. Cries in Warframe. Yeah, the thing is, like you say though, with Warframe, at least you can do loads of other stuff while you're waiting. Yeah, FGO. Yeah, thankfully I've not subjected myself to FGO. I kind of feel like it's a rabbit hole I don't want to get into. Did you play PSP2 Infinity on PC? Is there a mod to fix the character movement to be smoother? There isn't, as far as I'm aware, a mod to make the movement smoother that I'm aware of. But yeah, I played it through PC, yeah, when I did the series on it. Well, it was base game PSP2, but same for Infinity. Oh, there is. There's a full analog support mod. I guess I was just kind of used to how PSP2 felt then because I didn't use it. Play Wuthering Waves, but that's about because you like the combat in it. It wasn't even a damn pity. You could legit drop hundreds with no promise to get anything on Summoner's Arena. Oof. Okay, so I'm guessing by getting all the kills you fight this guy instead. I like how one of the first things I saw as soon as this guy spawned was, oh no. That's how you know it's going to be fun when the first thing you see someone say is, oh no. Yeah, that is pretty rough. Please don't meet your spam. Or you could just kill me instantly, that works too. Kinda miss FFBE. Is that is it Brave Exvius or whatever it was called? I never actually tried that, but I saw it advertised quite a few times. I'm just getting annihilated here. He is level 250 to be fair. I mean, what do you expect me to do there? This is brutal. I do now see why they said, oh no. He is dead though. I feel like I did nothing. See ya, Falls. Where is the guard button? Yeah, I could have quite done with a guard button. I don't know what material ticket it is, but I'm picking it up. Excalibur U. Is that what I think it is? Have we got the bark blade? We do. Oh, it doesn't make the noise. You can't have Excalibur without the noise. At least it's not playing Save This World. I'm already kind of sick of the Knights theme. Also, yeah, you know how Sega recently stopped the sales of the Genesis and Dreamcast games? I saw an interview recently with their new boss who was saying that they're looking into maybe doing a subscription service. How much do you want to bet that those games are going on a subscription service? Yeah, that was pretty much my reaction as well, yeah. There are too many subscription services already, we do not need another one. High seas it is. Yeah, I don't think a Sega like equivalent of Game Pass would really work that well. Pay $5 to unlock this area in Phantasy Star 4. I Yeah, subscribe to Sega Plus to play all the games from 25 plus years ago. I mean, obviously, Sega doing subscriptions for games is no new thing. I mean, obviously, you know, PSO and PSU back in the day had subscriptions to play them, but that was kind of a common thing for online gamers back then anyway. To do like a Game Pass is a bit weird. So I guess, do we go mines? I'll probably not be much help here, but... Yeah, I think obviously PSO and PSU had subscriptions back in the day just because it was kind of the done thing for online anyway. And obviously PSO was like the first online console game. Even if you go back to like PSO GameCube and PSU, it was just what was done for a lot of online MMOs then, or online RPGs. A lot of them just did a monthly fee. It's only like in more recent years really that games have moved over to a kind of different model where it's normally like a free-to-play game with microtransactions instead. Of course, I got the one area with robots where I don't really do any damage. You'd rather a flat subscription than a game bounced around microtransactions. Yeah, it kind of, for me, it depends on how the microtransactions are implemented. Some games do it a lot better than others. We still pay a monthly fee called Internet. I found the level track. Oh, nice one. PS2 NGS is mixed in recent reviews and a lot criticised microtransactions. It's kind of weird for NGS because I feel... Yeah, I kind of feel that NGS is one of the better games for microtransactions, honestly. A lot of the microtransaction stuff in PSO2 and NGS is to get cosmetic stuff anywhere. There are a few exceptions, but for the most part, I feel like it's one of the better implementations. I still would prefer to just have a game you pay for and then either play free online or have a subscription for. But you pay full price for FF14 and it has a cash shop, yeah. At FF14 you can kind of afford to do it. Sure, it might have been your first MMO RPG now you think about it. Maybe you played Destiny 1 shortly before that. I'm trying what my first actual MMO was. Because obviously PSO is not really one. I played a lot of Diablo 2, but again, that's not really an MMO. I think I played a little bit of Lineage 2, but that was mainly because my brother played it and he kind of wanted me to just play with him. I never really particularly enjoyed Lineage 2 that much because it was grindy as hell. Yours was WoW. Yeah, I only played a tiny bit of WoW. It was one of these games where I just never really got into it. Again, I tried it a little bit, but I just could not get into it back when it released. Enjoyed Destiny quite a bit until it also went downhill with microtransactions. Speaking of going downhill, did anyone see the news recently about Dauntless? About how they launched it on Steam recently and they've basically changed a lot of the fundamentals of the game. And it has not been well received at all. It's kind of sad because I kind of respected Dauntless when it launched. I never actually played it myself, but I kind of respected it because it was obviously kind of going for, I guess, like an alternative Monster Hunter, I guess. But yeah, they have pretty much just gutted the game. From what I understand, I think, was it a new company bought the studio out or something? It's a studio that's like associated with like, I think they're associated with things like, I can't remember if it was like to do crypto or something like that. Was it a crypto company? Yeah. It's overwhelmingly negative on Steam. Well, they basically, from what I understand, they basically took out a lot of the like grinding to make weapons out of the game, put things behind paywalls, and a lot of other really scummy stuff. Yeah, I genuinely feel sorry for anyone that was playing it though, because from what I understand as well, a lot of your progress just got nuked. They removed a lot of depth and cleared people's inventories as well. God. I know there has been like people who've worked on Dauntless previously, who've kind of come out and said that they really don't approve of all the changes, but it sucks. Again, it was not really a game I ever played. I've seen people play it before, but it never really appealed to me a huge amount. Mainly for me, I just didn't really vibe with the art style, and I was already playing Monster Hunter anyway, so I was kind of too deep in Monster Hunter at that point. But yeah, just it is sad though that what's happened to it. Don't know how I died there, but I think in this quest pretty much stuff just one-shots me anywhere, so your friends tried Dauntless on PS4 when it came out and never felt right. Yeah, I think they changed quite a lot over the years, I think, and I think they got to a point with it where it was actually meant to be quite fun. But then obviously this crypto company is coming in, just completely gutted the essence of the game. I know they have given some like compensation to all the players, but it was like it did nothing to really make up for what they'd done to the game. Should make a Valheim server. Played it on the Switch a while ago. I mean, from what I could see of Dauntless, I mean, it looked like, before the cryptocurrency company, it looked like a perfectly competent game. Again, not one that I was really interested in playing, but it looked like a perfectly decent game for all accounts. But yeah, it's been completely ruined. Yeah, LJP, so episode 5 in PSO 2 is basically, it's all kind of high fantasy. It's, I guess the nearest way to describe it is it's kind of like an alternate version of the original Phantasy Stars. It's kind of weird. It was not a particularly popular episode when it released. Drac refers to it as the Raid Shadow Legends episode. Had a friend try to sell me on Dauntless, and you were just like, maybe someday, then never touched it. Temple theme in Mines, I dig it. Yeah, you can adjust the BGM for this. I said I was going to change it, but I've just kept it as this for the entire stream so far. Almost certain NGS will come to Switch 2 once it releases. Should be powerful enough for it to consider the Switch's dominance in Japan. I think so. I mean, if you look at PSO 2 Classic, that was on almost every console you could think of, so... Well, it is in game remote, yeah. It's just this quest allows you to change the BGM round. But the kind of default BGM for it is the temple theme. It had the Monster Hunter theme, but played like Ragnarok games on the Vita, but somehow not as good. Is there a World of Warships episode or Wartheland episode? Yeah, Killing the Ass bang on again, episode 4. So yeah, episode 4, you literally go to Earth and you fight battleships and helicopters. I wish I was joking. Yeah, Jonathan, so the way they did it was on the Japanese version of PSO2, there was what was called PSO2 Cloud, which was on Switch, and it used like cloud servers. That version never made it over to the West though. Oh, yeah, it also had dinosaurs, didn't it? Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, there was like dinosaurs, tanks that were alive, helicopters, phantom battleships, mutated polar bears. It was a wild episode. Oh yeah, and the guys on motorcycles. Yeah, because you also went to Las Vegas and Tokyo, and there was like a circus caravan as well, wasn't there? With like elephants on the front and stuff. Oh, I think an elephant popped out the side of it or something. It was weird. Before PSO2 globally tried to run PSO2 Japan on the Switch, but had too much latency. Yeah, I never tried the cloud version, but I can imagine that trying to run a cloud version when you're not in Japan would probably be quite a lot of ping, I would have thought. What were they on when they made episode 4? Yeah, there was also clowns, yeah. Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard about the Switch 2 so far, it's sounding fairly promising. It wouldn't surprise me at all if it does release on Switch 2. Whether it comes out on global on Switch 2, I don't know. I'm still kind of amazed that Nintendo haven't kind of confirmed the Switch 2 yet. I know they've said that one is coming, but like they haven't really shown anything off. It just feels like we've been sort of teased about the Switch 2 forever. It just feels like the longest build up to a console release I've ever seen. Yeah, there was also PSO2 ES, yeah, that was the smartphone game, wasn't it? I had that, but the main reason I had it was because when I played PSO2 Japan, it was, for a while, by far one of the easiest ways to buy Arts Cash on the Japanese version. I basically just use it as a method to buy Arts Cash. You love PSO2 ES, you're bitter it's still active but not Western. Is PSO2 ES still actually running? I didn't realise that. I thought it might have stopped by now, but I mean, I guess it makes sense if PSO2 is still running. And you know, God only knows when PSO2 will die in Japan because it's been going a while already. Yeah, there is Idler as well. That's another mobile game. Not tried that one either. ES was like PSO2 on mobile, but you swipe to dodge. Yeah, it was. I played a little bit of it, because it was kind of card based as well, wasn't it? That Christmas fit is adorable. Yeah, the Santa dress is pretty cute. I don't remember if it was in PSU originally. I think it might be a PSP2 outfit. Idler is out of service already. Which is actually really weird because we've just recently had an Idler scratch on AGS. There is that Monster Hunter Now game, but that requires going outside. Yeah, I played a little bit of Monster Hunter Now. I mean, it is basically Pokemon Go with Monster Hunter, but... Unfortunately, you know, I mean, I'm a streamer. I don't really go outside very much, as you can probably tell. So I will stick to Monster Hunter World. Yeah, Ep 3 mentioned, yeah. Anytime anyone mentions Phantasy Star and card games, you have to mention Ep 3. I do also live in the UK, yeah, so, you know, if I go outside, there is a very real risk I'll be mugged. Problem with Monster Hunter Now is that the monetization is god awful. Huge time gate unless you pay $7 a pop. Yeah, I didn't play a great deal of it. I can't remember what Hunter rank I got up to now. But I can imagine it probably is like that if it is anything like Pokemon Go. Yeah, that dude did just one-shot me immediately. I do feel like I'm somewhat out of my depth in this quest. Del Sabers are a common occurrence that you run into outside in the UK. Particularly in London. Thankfully I'm not down there, but yeah, it's a bit renowned for that kind of stuff. Hey, can I get some directions? Get to jump attacked. Yeah, a day in the life of a UK denizen. Wake up, leave house, get stabbed. Yeah, I'm in this really weird part in the UK, so I'm in what is probably considered to be like one of the most deprived parts of the UK, but I'm in one of the best parts of the most deprived area. So the part I live in, you don't really get that many problems around here at all, but the rest of the town is just like abysmal. Yes it is. I hate that town. Yeah, I kind of feel like these guys just look at me and I die. Is it a small town where everyone knows each other? No, it's a little bit bigger. But we have always had a problem with crime here as well. It's Revy's mech from PSC, right? Yeah, it's Humilias has come back. But I hate that fight in Zero. At least these guys don't freeze you every time they shoot you. They just kill you instead. Okay, so now we're at the part of the quest where I have no idea where people are. Just started Forest 3, Culmouth done, unless mines need help. I'm guessing go to Forest. Escape dolls are the trimates of this game. That's what I'm getting out of this stream. I mean, think of them as an alternative way to use a trimate. You probably should use a trimate instead. But yeah, at this point when everything's one-shotting you, just think of them extra heals. Yeah, exactly, yeah, they're passive trimates. Or auto heals, if you will. But yeah, this Santa outfit, I think this is originally from PSP2. I'm sure that's the first game it was in. They've just ported it over to PSU on this.
Emergency code. Attack.
Thank you for the emergency code. It certainly feels like one.
One more.
That one more was really well timed, actually. Just as these things spawned. The sad thing is in PSU, your SUV weapons or your nanoblast, it obviously charges as you go through the quest and as you hit stuff, but if you die you lose your nanoblast, so then I have to build it up again. So I'm never actually getting a nanoblast gauge because I'm dying before I actually fill it.
PSE burst.
Again, does kind of feel like a PSE burst at the minute. I'm going to try and add some more sounds to that soundboard as well. I really want to add the noise of like a poison lily laugh from PSO. I'm quite glad that got frozen. The wings are SUV support. They are. Yeah, I think the wings, I think they give you all the buffs and heal you, as far as I know. I don't know why one person went to mines. I think we're back, actually. Must have been a bit of lag, 'cause it looked like someone teleported to mines, but... It's still not allowed to purchase. I don't understand that. Like, there is no limit. The only limit on the hydrate is... It's like all the other things, so I think there's like a 10-minute cooldown on it, and I think you can redeem it twice per stream. It should be twice per stream, but for some reason it seems to have just locked you out of it entirely. I'll have to look into that after the stream and see why you can't do it. Well, for you, I will hydrate. Or for killing the Ath because he's done it as well. Yeah, so Killing the Ath can do it fine, so I don't get why it's not working. Does it say anything, LJP, when you try to purchase it?
You piece of arch trash.
Thanks, Luther. Yeah, he'll have the right to call me a piece of arts trash soon, because we'll be streaming PSO 2 soon, so 12th of January. That's when it all begins again. I will be very, very low level in PSO 2 Classic, because I have not really played it on Global. It's perpetually out of stock for you. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's doing that. I'll look into that after stream and see if there's any obvious reason I can see for it, but it should be that everyone can redeem it twice per stream with a 10-minute cooldown. I think Hydrate is finished for the stream. That is really weird. Well, look, it probably won't be doable in a minute because there is a 10-minute cooldown on it, so because Kilniath just redeemed it recently, there's probably a 10-minute cooldown before anyone can do it. I will simply make another character and try some new classes for that. If you want to make a new character, that'd be great. The more people, the better. Yeah, the mag is a slight issue, isn't it? Oh, time to get obliterated again. Yeah, have fun watching everyone else kill faults while I just get absolutely annihilated. You just found enter and it fled. I seem to remember doing that on Gold and Silver, like trying to find all the legendary beasts, and it was so irritating them fleeing all the time. That's a good Falls design. It is, but the only issue with this is that it is a reskin. It is basically a reskin of the amazingly named Dulcfakis. Oh, there's one death. Yeah, PSU was not really the highlight for Falls, really. But this is quite a good boss fight, though, I will say. Has a great boss theme as well, actually. Just, again, just absolutely pancaked me. And again, why not? He literally touched me there and I just died. He just deleted me immediately. It's a playable. Oh, that doesn't seem good. And I'm stunned. I don't mind healing because I'm going to die anyway. I actually survived. Now he just needs to do it like 4 more times in a row to be like the PSP2 playthrough. Where you at, Falls? Was that just a ball of ruins? I mean, maybe. Oh, that's not good. I've spent most of this fight just dying. Well. Good to see some PSU. Yeah, I wanted to play it at least once while the Christmas event's on. This, you may not believe, is the Christmas event. Oh, he's actually got a neutral element. That's horrible. So no one could do bonus damage to him. I coughed and he died. Anything to note for the Christmas event? So we've got this quest. There's also a special Christmas lobby as well. And then this week coming up, I'll be taking a break from streaming and doing videos, and then from like the week of the, I think it's at the 29th, I'll be doing more then. So my next video after that will be the 31st, and then we'll pick up the streams again, probably on the day after New Year, where we're doing, I think it'll be Phantasy Star on that stream, and then probably PSO's event on the weekend. Any weapons? Anything? Adana Cannon U, I'll take it. Why not? Thank you for the partner card. If you don't know what the player shop is, I'm showing you. If you don't have U plus weapons, we getting you some. Week off over Christmas, you sure you deserve that? I'd like to think so. Yeah, I just want to take a break. Just we'll get some stuff recorded. But it also, yeah, just to take a little break over Christmas, really. Just because I've been doing this for months, every single week, so... It's a true bonus damage, cough germs. It did kind of seem like when I coughed, he just died straight away. I think it's well deserved for sure. Oh, cheers, dude. Hope your channel's going well as well. What have you been playing recently, anywhere? I'm getting very sick of the Knights theme now, I have to say. The country's singing. Yeah, this song is kind of ingrained into my memory just because of how much it played in PSO events as well. F3 lobby never gets old though. Yeah, I like the F3 lobby. You guys down for letting me show you how to get better gear easy? You know how to come to rooms? Yeah, I can maybe do that later on. I mean, I've probably got time for maybe one more run anywhere, so... You want to show you where to gear up? I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. I mean, if you need to gear up, feel free. It is cool though to see like people actually helping you out with gear and stuff. I think if I wasn't streaming, I'd maybe do it, but I like to find gear than buying it. Yeah, it's nice when people want to obviously help you out with gear and stuff, and I get why they want to do it for this, because obviously it is really high level stuff and you just get one shot. You know, I am the epitome of getting one shot in this quest. Just use your 75 hit Dark Floor. See, I can flex on PSO. I can't flex on PSU.
In a dream I could see you are not far away.
Yeah, it is really cool to see people trying to help though. I say for me, if I wasn't streaming and I was just playing normally, I probably would have taken them up on it. It's just I can imagine that going and getting some gear from someone is not the most entertaining content. Now, oddly, this quest didn't even say what it was. For some reason, it didn't say the quest name, which is very weird. I hear Trick Track. Stream is saved. This almost gets immediately killed by a Panon. We hear Trick Track, we know we're in for a good time. I love Trick Track so much. What's the player count on Clementine? It's a bit less than some of the PSO servers. Can I see on here? At the moment, bear in mind it's a Christmas event at the minute, there are 104 people online. I would say when I've been on previously, it's normally usually between what, maybe 60 minimum up to maybe 200 or so. So if you want to play on Clementine, you still can very easily play. Yeah, 104 is quite low actually. It could be because of the time, you know, it is still fairly early for... You know, it is still fairly early, I suppose, for the West Coast of America and stuff, so... But you know, I mean, if 104 is the low end though, like, you can easily get parties and stuff. I would say that if it's your first time playing Clementine, it is quite geared towards the end game for the most part, but they are trying to do things to fix that. They are doing a thing called the new player experience where they're trying to improve like how the game flows for the earlier stages. But the new player experience, yeah, it's become a bit of a meme, honestly, because they keep saying it's coming and then they add another event and the new player experience gets delayed behind the event. And that seems to keep happening. They have implemented some parts of it, so I know they've changed the experience curve for sure to make it a little bit easier to level. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out though. The thing is, well, with Clementine, it's kind of one of the only options if you do want to play PSU. It's not like PSO where you have several different private servers to choose from. There are really not many options for PSU. Clementine may be the only one. If there is others, please let me know, but to my knowledge, I think Clementine might be the only PSU server. It'll be the old player experience by the time it releases. It's 4 PM EST. Yeah, I guess that explains it, I suppose. Maybe in like a couple of hours the player count might pick up a bit. So the gist of this quest just seems to be to kill as many seed forms as we can before the time runs out. And we seem to get like time extensions for killing certain amounts of waves. I'm going to assume there's a switch in here. Nope, that is a fence. West Coast is 1 PM, okay. Yeah, so I mean 1 PM is not exactly the peak time for people, so I think 104 people being on now is quite good, honestly. You know, for a game that's like, what? How many years old is PSU now? I'm trying to remember when it released. Was it about... I want to say, what, about 2000, maybe about 2006 or so, around there? If I had to guess. Maybe a bit later. Genuinely can't remember what year it released now. Where's got a God Mind? It's 17 or 18 years old. How? It just makes me feel so old. Like, especially when I think that, you know, PSO is coming up 25. PSO Blue Burst is coming up 20. It literally feels like a couple of years ago I was playing PSO. It's insane. Next year is Affinia's 10th anniversary. Oh my god. I mean, if you think about it, Japanese PSO 2 is, what, 12 years old? That was 2012. Time flies when you're having fun. It certainly did in PSO for sure. I think I literally spent the majority of like my college evenings, like evenings after college and after university. Most of that is just a blur of PSO. Will this cease for us by the 10th anniversary? Hopefully. It has to go better than the previous one, surely. And the Forest Runners stay strong for the 10th anniversary. See, what they'll be wanting to do now is they'll be trying to beat their points from last year. Stop making me realise I'll be in a retirement home soon. It is insane to me to think that when I started playing PSO, I think I was about 18. Essentially, pretty much all of my adult life has been connected to PSO in some degree. You were forced to be a forest runner last time because you weren't strong enough to run the other ones. I'll give you some leeway on that if you weren't strong enough to run the other ones. That is a lot of warp points. There are like 7 warp points. Kind of reminds me of Ruins in challenge mode with all the warps. Sometimes I hope the PSO devs recognise how much of an impact they've had on gaming and on players. I mean, I would assume that they're aware of how much of an impact they had on gaming in terms of it being obviously the first online console RPG. You know, it was absolutely revolutionary. There's no question about that. I think for the players, though, I'm not sure. I mean, you know, there are some people who have a massive impact on their lives through PSO, really. I mean, for myself, you know, I met people through PSO that I still keep in contact with now. Yeah, just to connect PSO and Monster Hunter again, there was one guy I used to play PSO with quite regularly, like most nights we'd play. And then we kind of lost touch after PSU, I want to say, because he didn't go on to PSO 2. And then I was watching a Monster Hunter streamer, and I just noticed him in chat. He had like a really unique name that he used to use, so I recognised his name in the chat and just sort of reached out, and it was the same guy I used to play PSO with like years and years ago. I was like, oh, so you're into Monster Hunter as well then, huh? And he was like, well, it's like PSO, isn't it? Oof. Yeah, it does make it feel like a much smaller world. Wish I could even remember the usernames of people I used to play with. Yeah, I mean, there's some I've forgotten for sure. I think with that guy, though, there was a few of us that played pretty much every single night that we had free. I like how we're just all trying to get the right warp. Okay, it's not that one. It would be really funny if it is this. It is as well, isn't it? So all those warps, and it's not even one of the warps to choose. But yeah, I think because I used to play so regularly with him, name stuck in my head really easily. He was the one I went to the concert with that I mentioned earlier. The not the near concert, the other one. It's kind of weird that it happened twice. The PSO baby was someone called Sul. You're about 4 or 5 years old when your older brother bought a GameCube version and played lots of co-op offline. It's always been a part of my life in some way or another. It's kind of the same for me. I mean, I started a lot later than that, obviously. I was, like I said, I think I was about 18, or maybe just under 18, somewhere around there, when I started playing PSO. But yeah, like, once I was kind of hooked on it, I was on it most nights and played with the same people very, very regularly. But anyone who was around back in the day, you probably know of a site called PSO World. I was very much a regular on PSO World. Still think every now and then about the 2-hour or so conversation you had with Mercy on Affinia. Showed you the Anna rifle and bazooka as well, since you said you're a fan of Gundam. Yeah, it's like, I never even sort of registered that the Anna weapons were kind of Gundam references, but yeah, they are, aren't they? I wouldn't care, I watched some Gundam as well. They dropped you an Agato as well. Oh, nice one. Yeah, I mean, on Affinia, the same's kind of true on Clementine as well, to an extent. I kind of feel that a lot of people, particularly if they're higher level, will just give away a lot of stuff to help new players. This is a really, really hard quest, isn't it, to do well on? I mean, admittedly, my gear could be a whole lot better. But we're only at... You can't see it because of the camera, but there's basically 519 enemies in this quest, and we're at like 160. Yeah, it's the volume music for added tension. So what it's doing is whenever you get to like 60 seconds, it plays that music. That was very, very sudden. Absolute best memory on PSO was being shown Tower for the first time, and the main guy found a Near's Claw in the 16k chance one. That was nuts. It's even rarer than that, actually. Yeah, Near's was something like, I think it's about 1 in 25k, something like that. It's a ridiculously hard drop. What the hell was that? That was an SUV weapon. I got a Psycho Rod, which I'm assuming is a Psycho Wand? No, it's actually a wand. It is actually a wand. What does it look like? It's like a mini Psycho Wand or something. It is just a mini Psycho Wand. Alright. Like Psycho Wand at home. Well, it is actually a Psycho Wand, to be fair. I was kind of annoying me that up here, so Psycho Wand was not a wand. I've got Eternal Psycho Drive as well. Is that the actual rod one? Yeah, it is. Okay. I can't use that at the minute, but... Oh, you got a Psycho Drive as well. Nice one. Psycho Stick. Oh, yeah. Or if you've played the... watched the PS0 videos, maybe it's a Psycho Hand Stick. Sadly, you're not using rods. Just keep it aside for when you go force. Every weapon is a hand stick if you hold it right. Psycho ones, you mean the legally distinct Crazy Paul? Insane Rod. Oh, it's that SUV is Fanatic Faust. You need to do GAM missions to get it. Oh, cool. Gonna make a move, guys. Have a great Christmas. Oh, no worries, LGP. Nice to see you as well. And yeah, have a really good Christmas and I think New Year as well, because I think my first stream will just after New Year, so yeah, I'll be around on the Discord anyway, so I'll probably talk to you on there as well. But yeah, have a good one. It doesn't even feel like Christmas is 3 days away. It really doesn't. It just kind of feel like it's come out of nowhere, honestly. Gonna have to get dinner. Gotta go early today. No worries, Drac. The government put a limit on happiness this year, so Christmas is on the loadout. I'll probably got time for one more, I think, so... And start another Endless Nightmare if you want to do that, and then that'll probably take us to the end, I think, maybe. Kev Sky, it's a long quest. What was the one we were just doing then, Drac? What was that quest? I just assumed that was Endless Nightmare. I think it might be bouncing too. Oh, no worries, Pika. That was Endless Nightmare, okay. Twilight Sanctuary. Now, thankfully, that is not in PSU yet. It is just us now, yeah. Oh, I know he's Drac now, that's fine. No, have a good one, Drac. And have a nice Christmas as well if I don't see you before. Same to you as well, Pika. Endless Tower. Anything but endless, okay. Why does it keep going to Kapu? I didn't even know there was a Kapu emote. Change BGM. Where do you actually do it? Is it this here? It does. Let's change it to not that.
You piece of orcs trash!
Jungle. I saw a request for jungle theme. There we go. Sonic songs, yeah, what could go wrong? So I guess, do you want to do Forest first, I guess? Yeah, just, you know, content ID speedrun. Yeah, this is probably one of my favourite songs in PSO. Always has been. How long would the stream last? Place your bets. It's kind of interesting with YouTube, yeah, 'cause YouTube can actually do content IDs live. So you can be live and they will still content ID you. Where Twitch doesn't seem to. It would be nice if there was a way of sort of splitting the audio. You can do it for Twitch. I don't think you can do it for YouTube. Which obviously makes sense because of the content ID system they use. Can't hear this now without closing my eyes and seeing the Zolgibbons and being frozen. For me, I just picture mirror carols and getting instant killed, or Gigius dropping photon drops. Uber Karada Headbutt U Plus. That is a name. Can't use it. Oh. I think I know what that is. I think it's just one of those guys, heads on a stick. Yeah, one content ID detection. We demand 100% of your income for the following 10 years. What was that PS0 weapon with Stinky in the name? There was actually one in here. I think I've got it with me, actually. I seem to remember seeing it somewhere. There, Stinky Geist. There might be a PS0 one as well, but yeah, there is Stinky Geist. It's a terrible weapon as well. If I remember correctly, I think. Yeah, it has 6 PP. Combo with the Stink Frame. Maybe it does have a set with Stink Frame. I do kind of wonder who came up with that idea in PSO. But yeah, what we're going to have is an armor that's just really stinky. Does 7 PP make a stinkier Geist? No, in PSU it'd be like Stinky Geist U plus or something. The combos to become super stinky. There's Master Hand again, look at him go. Yeah, I always forget there's like the fist SUV in PSU. I think because no one really used it on the Sega servers because it was terrible. But maybe that's a better version of it. I mean, it seemed to kill things pretty well. I'll join and help. There's also the hand. There is also the handgun. Yeah, I'd forgotten that existed actually. Yeah, the gun that it literally is like a pointing finger. Stink slots, but each level has a higher chance to repel enemies from chasing you. Can't wait until Chaz Ashley defeats Dark Falls with the Master Laconium hand. Yeah, law accurate Chaz. I'm really looking forward to getting to Phantasy Star 4. I feel like it holds up pretty well. I mean, it's old, you can tell, but you can see this is a new mobile game. Yeah, honestly, it plays fine. I think that it's not the best version of the Graal games by any means, and PSP 2 Infinity is better. Just having the ability to dodge roll or guard is really nice. But honestly, PSU does hold up remarkably well for its age. I bet when it released, I bet no one thought that. Alright, we're getting a squad together. Things are happening. You've seen mobile games that came out in 2024 with the same graphic style. Yeah, I guess it's like they kind of have to, I suppose, mobile games, don't they? Because they've obviously got limited processing power and everything, so... For me, I've never been one of these people that's really too bothered about graphics anyway. As long as the game kind of has a good theme to it, I don't really mind. I mean, God, I mean, it should be obvious. I mean, I still play PSO. Your friend cleared PSO at 1 a few weeks ago. It was really fun to get someone into PSO. Oh, is it their first time playing it? That's my cue. Going for dinner as well. Thanks for the stream. Oh, no worries, miss. Good to see you. And have a nice Christmas as well if I don't see you before. Unfortunately, he chose Force and suffered. Yeah, for a first character, like, Force is probably not the play in PSO to to go for a first character. Be around on Discord. I know he's missed. You were subtly hinting at Dark Falls during the Ruins run. Or just hinting like, it'd be a shame if you didn't have too much health, you know? It'd be a shame if you didn't have this certain amount of health that you may or may not need. PSU on the PS2 is impressive. And things like MGS2 as well. Yeah, I loved MGS2 back on the PS2. I agree as well. I do think that they are quite impressive games for the PS2. Yeah, I know you've got a bit of a soft spot for PSU, haven't you, Drac? Because I think that this was your first Phantasy Star. Was it your first actual Phantasy Star? So did you go back and play the classic games after PSU? Infinity Nikki is Unreal 5 and is on mobile. It's kind of crazy. Oh, I went back to it after PSU. Okay. When we got to the monolith, he was like, yeah, that's the end of episode 1. You're like, that's the end of episode 1. All we have to do is walk to the monolith to get some drops. I mean, you're not wrong. You know, you walk to the monolith, something happens, then you get some drops. I'm curious what someone who's never played PSO before would think of the reveal when you touch the monolith at the end. Never played PSO, you downloaded it yesterday and have no idea what to do or even the controls. So Pixel, I don't know if you've seen it, I do have a beginner's guide to PSO on my channel. It is a long video, I think there are timestamps on it though. But that will basically go through everything for the absolute basics. Also, we do have a Discord as well, so feel free to join that. I think if you're watching on YouTube, there should be a Discord link in the description of the video, I think. That has a Discord link there, and we do have quite a lot of PSO stuff on there as well. His first reaction to seeing the environment change to the faces was just, what am I looking at? Monolith reveal was ruined for you because of TTF. Yeah, I can imagine if you did TTF first before doing the actual story, it would be a bit weird and it would kind of ruin it a bit. To be fair, TTF kind of ruins PSO a bit anyway, but... Killing the PSO comeback stream when? Never. Still traumatized from that tower run. Can I use a controller on it, or do I have to use keyboard? No, you can use a controller as well. It can be a little funky sometimes with controllers. There are certain controllers that don't seem to work very well with it, and some work fine. You can also add it as a non-Steam game through Steam and use, like, I think you can use like Steam input for it as well. So that's one other way of doing it as well. Ash took a few tries to beat Dark Falls because you were Humor and didn't have the best gear. So he was Humor and he did it. I mean, to be fair, in PSO, just being a Humor is kind of a automatic debuff anyway. I respect anyone who gets a Humor at a higher level because I certainly couldn't. Had to start managing moon revives like PS0. Yeah, the 8-bit door controller and it doesn't seem to work on it. That's really weird because I use an 8-bit door controller as well. And for me, it works fine. There might be a setting in the game you have to mess about with. I think you do still have to sort of assign the controls in game for it, so it might not work when it first loads up. But there is an option in the options menu to sort of assign the buttons there. So maybe try that if you haven't already. Depends which 8-bit door. If it's on Xbox mode, it might struggle. Yeah, I suppose it depends which one you got. I mean, the one I've got is like a generic sort of Xbox style one. I've showed it before, but it's that one. And I use that for PSO and PSU, and it works fine for all of them. Mine's not the Switch layout one either, so mine is the one that's like Xbox layout. Oh, they do so much damage. 8-bit Ultimate 2C. I can only suggest like maybe just have a look in the settings and see if there's anything you're missing. I can't have any other obvious reason it wouldn't work. I do know though that PSO can be a bit weird with controllers sometimes. I know for me it worked fine with an Xbox One controller, but then when I tried it with a Switch Pro controller, only half the buttons work properly on it. But I know that Draken used a Switch Pro controller and was fine with it. So it does seem to be a bit temperamental with some controllers. Yeah, that is I think the only thing that doesn't work for me on PSO is the triggers. But on PSO you don't really need them. You can kind of get away with using the bumpers instead. Yeah, sorry Pixel, I'm not sure what else it would be that would make it not work, but you should be able to play with a controller. I would generally recommend a controller for PSO, honestly, just because there are some weird issues with the controls on keyboard. I mentioned it before, but there's this like weird thing with keyboard where if you stop moving and then move to a different direction, there's like a weird delay while your character turns on the spot, where you don't have that on controller, so I would recommend controller for PSO. You will still use keyboard a little bit on Blue Burst for like your menu bar at the bottom. I like how it's now giving us buffed ones of these build of theirs. You know, the normal ones could instant kill me anywhere. I am also aware of the time, but I'm happy to sort of let this play out for now. Got it working, just added it as a non-Steam game and it works now. Oh, nice one. Just realised, is that a Heaven Punisher? It's a Heaven Striker. But yeah, near enough. It does kind of shoot like Divine Punishment. It's kind of weird to use in PSU because its aim, it doesn't really seem to get attracted by the enemy, so it doesn't really aim where they are. It's very weird to use. There's certain things you just can't really hit with it very well. But yes, it is a heaven striker. I think what I'll maybe do is I'll maybe clear caves and then maybe call it there. I'll probably just finish the rest of the run off stream. I don't really feel like I'm really contributing much to this. My gear is not up to this at all. I think one of the people who joined must have like cleared this and then left or got disconnected or something. Thank you. The thing about Ultimate is you need a rainbow set of lion shields and swap them. Yeah, I've got some okay lion shields, but I probably do need to get better ones. I do have the money to do it, so I should probably just buy some, honestly. It is certainly a huge step up in difficulty from like S4. I'm glad they reduced the level on Ultimate though, just to let people try it. Don't forget your AP, you're probably missing damage from gas too. Yeah, I think I checked my gas, I think it might have been last time I played, and I did have a little bit of AP to use. So, I think before I play next time, I'll probably check it and get some more abilities. It is kind of surprising with PSU like how in depth it gets at high level though, you know, with like the GAS and everything. You can kind of see like where they got the ideas for some of the PSO2 stuff, honestly. I'm not sure what happened with caves. It seems like someone cleared a couple of rooms of it and then just left. Maybe they disconnected or something. Or maybe they saw everyone else just carrying me and thought, no, I'm not dealing with this. This is the first Phantasy Star game you played? Oh, cool. It's always interesting hearing from people who like joined at different times in the franchise, so as someone who started with PSO, it's interesting for me to hear from people who joined after that and then maybe gone back and tried PSO later. It's always like really interesting to see what they make of some of the early games like PSO. My job here is done, yeah, pretty much. You enjoy PSO much more? Yeah, I mean, they're very different games. I mean, I still do really enjoy PSU, but yeah, as I've said earlier, PSO will always be the most special one to me by far. PSO has the best overall vision. Yeah, I would probably agree with that. I guess they probably had a very, very difficult job with PSU. You know, knowing sort of how influential PSO had been and the reception to it. Trying to follow that up was probably a very difficult job. At the time, I remember that there was a lot of hate for the director of PSU, which I believe was, I think it was Takao Miyoshi. And a lot of people said that like he shouldn't be working on the games and stuff, but I think what people didn't realize at the time was that he actually worked on PSO as well. This room looks sick. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I guess it's meant to be based on that big room from Caves 1 in PSO. It is quite different though, to be fair. In PSO, you had like these lava floors at the edges of the room, which just aren't here in PSU. People just love to hate. Yeah, I think that's what it is, honestly. Nothing's really changed even now. Don't I know that every time I post an NGS video? Can't wait for the Super Game NGS update. There is some like really depressing drama with NGS at the minute as well, between some of the NGS creators, which is really odd. There seems to be a lot of people sort of going for each other, and just it's not good. I'm just staying out of it. Not worth it. I think it was one of the creators that posted a video about what he thought the Super Game was, and then some other people were like disputing it. Jam between creators, that's like a day that ends in Y. Yeah, I don't really know why people are bothering to sort of argue about what the Super Game is, because no one knows what the Super Game is, really. It's just a term Sega were using. I don't see the point in arguing about it. Numbers and wanting to be correct, yeah, I think that's what it boils down to. I mean, you know, total transparency. I mean, the main reason I joined NGS Creators was basically to get people to my channel. Not so much for NGS content. Yes, I do NGS videos and I do enjoy playing it still, but the main reason was to get people just watching the channel in general. If they want to use Phantasy Star as the franchise for the Super Game, I think it only makes sense like PSO 3, fully open world like No Man's Sky or something, multiple worlds and ships. Otherwise, it'll likely be something new, or Sonic 1 again. Do you feel like some of the directions that the game took as a successor to PSO were strange? Not a fan of how the common weapons were simplified and lack any real randomization for a lot of the game. Yeah, I mean, I said this a bit earlier in the stream, but there were some decisions with PSU that were not popular at the time that still really haven't aged that well, like the synthesizing and so on. But you know, there were some things that it did that were quite ambitious as well. You know, things like the racial abilities. You know, there was some really cool additions for PSU as well. You like open fields, but I think the PSO formula works best in linear areas. I must admit, I'm more of a fan of like smaller, like linear dungeon style content, like PSO. But I also appreciate that that's not probably going to be too popular with a lot of people. You know, the fact is, unfortunately, it is not the year 2000 anymore. If I go back to Dungeons or Linearity, great, but I wouldn't call it a super game. Yeah. I personally, like I say, I don't really know what the super game is. They haven't really specified exactly. And to be brutally honest, I think I'd be very surprised if it was anything Phantasy Star related. Can't remember if you're a fan of games like PoE or Diablo. Playing Path of Exile 2, and it's got me hooked like PSO. I've never played any of the Path of Exile games. I know a few of the community do play. I know like Vector, for example, I know he plays both of them quite a bit. I was a big fan of Diablo 2 back in the day. Basically, if I wasn't playing PSO, I was probably on Diablo 2. I played a little bit of Diablo 3 and a little bit of Diablo 4. I don't really enjoy them games as much. Diablo 4, I didn't mind from what I played of it. I basically played it for a few streams, and then probably I've not touched it again since, so... But yeah, generally I don't mind ARPGs though, they are quite fun. But Diablo 2 was my jam. That's the thing, PSO was Sega's answer to Diablo. It pretty much was, yeah. Swear to God, if the super game is some NFT trash, I'm acquiring every Sega game ever just because. Yeah, I've honestly got no idea what it's going to be. Anyway, I know we're not complete with this quest now, but I think I'll probably call the stream here for now. I'll just finish this run off stream. So plan, just so you know, is there'll be no streams or videos next week. So the streams will return on, I believe it's about the 2nd of January that the streams will come back. Videos will return on the 31st of December. But I will be around on the Discord, so if you're on there, I'll still be hanging around on the Discord through the week as well. I will still be making video content, just not uploading it until the following week. But yeah, as always though, if you have enjoyed the stream, please consider the usual like and subscribing or joining as a member on YouTube. You can also follow us up on Twitch if you want to. Obviously, for anyone I don't see beforehand, hope you have a fantastic Christmas and New Year as well. Hope you get all the red boxes in PSO. Thanks for the bits, Kilniath. Yeah, and I will see you guys just after New Year for some more content. And then 12th of January, we'll also be bringing back PSO 2 Classic as well on the channel. So hope you guys are looking forward to that as well. But yeah, for the meantime though, I will see you guys in the next stream, which will be, like I say, 2nd of January and 31st of December for the videos. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Saint Rocky will give you an SGS on Christmas. He's hoping. See you guys.